Welcome to my little kitchen, and today we are making donut holes, nice and crispy on the outside and soft and fluffy and airy in the middle, so they're just absolutely divine. And then we're going to go ahead and fill them up with some gooey Nutella and then coat them in cream and shredded coconut. So what I have here is 365 grams of plain flour. To that I'm adding 40 grams of sugar, 2 teaspoons of yeast, and I'm also going to add a pinch of salt. So once you've done that, just give it a quick mix with your finger. Then grab yourself a spatula, create a whirl in the center, and to that we're going to add 75 grams of melted unsalted butter. We're also going to add 190 ml of warm milk. So make sure it's not too warm because it can kill the yeast, and then also start cooking the egg yolks that we're about to add in as well. So I've got 2 egg yolks here, so just give them a light whisk and then add them to the bowl as well. And then we're going to give it a good mix until we end up with a nice sticky dough. So once you've reached this consistency, just flour your bench top and then start kneading your dough. So you'll probably need to knead your dough for about 3 minutes until we end up with a nice soft pliable dough. So once you've achieved that, just grab the bowl you originally had, grease it with a bit of oil, pop your dough in there, cover it with a tea towel, put it in a warm place for about 2 hours, and it should double in size. So after 2 hours, ours has doubled in size, so just punch a bit of the air out and we're going to knead it again for another 2 minutes. So you don't need to flour your bench again, so just keep kneading for that 2 minutes until we end up with a nice smooth ball again. So cut your dough into either halves or quarters, whatever's workable for you, and we're going to start rolling out into 1 centimeter discs. So we want 1 centimeter in thickness, and if you have a small cookie cutter, use that. If not, I'm going to use the end of my nozzle, and I'm just going to punch and pop out the little holes. So with the quantities of dough that I've given you, we'll probably end up with about 50 of these holes. Now they're called donut holes basically because they're supposed to be the holes of the donuts that's been popped out of the donut. So it's just a bit of a novelty. So I'm going to make this donut for my husband later as he's requested. So heat your oil up to about 165 degrees, so not too hot, so that way they cook on the inside and they're nice and crisp on the outside. So that should take about 2 minutes to cook. So just keep tossing them around so they're nicely browned all over. So just scoop them out, let them drip a little bit. And then we're going to pop them straight into the cinnamon sugar. So I have 1 cup of sugar to 1 tablespoon of ground cinnamon, and you basically need to roll these in the cinnamon sugar while they're still hot. So I'm going to open up one for you just to show you, and as promised, nice and crispy on the outside and soft and fluffy and airy on the inside. So you can go ahead and eat these as they are, but we're going to move on to the next stop and fill them up with Nutella. So you can use a chopstick if you need to create the holes, but I'm using one of these with a nice firm nozzle. Now if you are using a chopstick or something with a nice rounded end, basically you're going to insert the end into the donut hole. Just give it a bit of a swirl in there just to create some space for your Nutella. And then we're going to basically pipe the Nutella in. So if you're using a disposable piping bag, then this is where you would start piping in. So fill it right to the top, but don't let it overflow. So just like that. And if you're inserting with one of these, then just go ahead, insert, create some space, fill it up with the Nutella, and once again right up to the top. So presentation wise, it's up to you how you want to present these, but I'm going to put them on little sticks, and at the final stage now we're going to coat them in the cream and the shredded coconut. So it's up to you how much cream you want to put in, but make sure you insert the stick right into the side and not through the top where the Nutella is. And we're basically going to coat that in a bit of cream, so you know how thick or thin is up to you. And then we're going to put that into the coconut. So just give the coconut a bit of a tap so it sticks on quite well. and just go through and carry on doing that to all your donut holes. Now I will open one up just to show you what it looks like on the inside. So we've piped our Nutella in there, we've got our cream, we've got our shredded coconuts. I mean, all those flavors are just going to be an explosion in your mouth. So as you can see, they are quite soft, so it's hard to cut into it. But as you can see, there is that Nutella in there. So, I mean, these are just balls of goodness. So I hope you give these a go, because I know you're going to love them, your guests are going to love them, and enjoy. Thank you for watching my little kitchen.